Well, howdy folks. Just thought I'd do a little update video. Finally got the Predator 8750. It's the biggest generator they make. This will power the entire camper. And the way I'm going to have the house electrical system set up, it'll probably power the entire house. Because we're not going to use a whole lot of 220 in the house or high amperage draw. But yeah, finally got it. Had it set up yesterday, brought it down this morning. Today is Friday, just before Memorial Day weekend. And yeah, brought it down. I actually used that sheet of T111 and got it off the back of the truck myself, filled it up with gas. It was already oiled and I had the wheel kit and everything on. I elected to not get a battery, but it does have electric start. But I was just slowly pulling the engine over to pull gas into the carburetor, and it fired. The first half pull and it was running. So I let it run for a little while to warm up and break in a little bit, and then plugged in the compressor and fired it up and let that charge up, and everything ran great. Now we have the 4000 for a backup, but we have this one. This will do any equipment that we need to run out here on the construction site. We can do it. Coming back to the camper, which we have not finished leveling up yet, but I've got a four foot step ladder that I can get in and out of now. It's steady, but it still needs to be final leveling. The front still has to come up quite a bit, and then we'll block it and make sure it doesn't roll down the hill. But I like where it's at. It's going to work out just fine, and when we're done with it, we can hook it up, haul it out back, and be done. And that can become a storage unit, or maybe at some point it'll be stripped down to the frame and make a tiny home out of it. That can become guest quarters for visitors. And now we got more trash out front, but I pulled everything out. That tarp that's rolled up in the back was just piled up in a pile after we finished putting the walls up last Saturday. So got all that straightened out. Got the plastic sawhorses standing up. The ladders are up. I got some different panels that I was using before to cover up the generator compressor area. Put down 2 pallets. The T111, now the equipment's up off the ground and nice and steady. I got the extend bed there for when I want to haul the canoe in the back of the truck instead of getting a rack, which I really don't want to do. Picked up a temporary service panel the other day. Cost $100. Doesn't look like much, but it'll do the job. It's got the meter can, a disconnect panel with, actually it's breakers, 2 110 receptacles and a 240 volt receptacle. I think that's ground rod here, probably ground cable. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know why they put armored cable on for a ground, but that's all right. But it's got the weather head. Even comes with a lock. I don't know if you can see it or not. Even comes with a lock and a key, so we can lock the disconnect panel. But everything's all set to go. All you do is set that up on a pole or a set of posts and mount it on that near where Central Main Power is going to set their pole and bring power from across the road. So I haven't done anything else with the cabin build yet, but did do some straightening up. Again, brought that T111 over. And of course I pulled the tarp off out back and the place was crawling with ants. So I can see a borax buy coming up in the very near future. And this whole area is going to get salted with borax. The ant hill up above, I went up and kicked it this morning after putting a whole box of borax on that. And I saw a few ants, but not near the activity that we had in here before. So we might be okay with that now. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, there's a few ants, so I'll come in and pour on some more borax. But it certainly has knocked them down. I might just dig a hole, dig that out a little bit to get down in there, and then really put in some borax. And Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, we have material coming. And I decided, or it came to the realization, this is the best staging area for all the material. So instead of having the tarp where that light green section is now, I pulled it up out of the way, chopped that bush down so the forklift can get the material up over it, and we can stage all of our lumber. We got 24-foot 2x6s coming, and a 24-foot 2x10, plus a bunch of 16-foot 2x10s, and some more 2x8, 2x6 studs, 8-footers. And there'll be a knee wall north and south on this wall and over on the north. Hope I'm getting that in. It's hard to see when I'm actually holding the camera in my hand. Maybe if I rotate the screen a little bit, but I still can't see very well. Anyway, that's it. Still got the trash down there where the camper was. I got to get that picked up. I might do that before I bug out of here today. But everything's pretty well set. We can get our next load of lumber, have him bring it right up, and just drop it going that way. Bring it up and drop it, and then right after him, I hope it's right after him, doesn't matter which order they come, but the metal roofing and all that material will be coming from Crescent Lumber in Stillwater. Made to order. So this is going to be loaded with materials on Tuesday, and you'll see yours truly finishing the top cap. Let's see, where is that? Yeah, you can't see it because the wind's got the house wrap blown over, but right there is the end of the top plate because we ran out of 2x6s. I just got to fill in that gap on top. There it is. Thank you. Dead even. For once the wind cooperated. And we got to cut that off. But those are all little things. Somebody misread my layout and put the wall panel all the way over instead of down, which means there's a gap down on this end that has to be filled, which that strip should fit right in there. Got a little bit of cleaning up done. More to do. Love listening to the birds. I just absolutely love this place. Don't know if you can hear the birds or not. They're making quite a racket over in the brush there. Well, anyway, that's it for today. I might do a little bit more cleaning up, but that'll be about it. Some point here, which I could have done that, but at some point I've got to get under there and reattach that Reflectix and then put the 1/4-inch hardware cloth up so that doesn't blow down again. And then we're totally critter proof, and I have yet to see any signs that we have any problem with critters. I do have to jack this up and shim it because it looks like the blocks have settled some. So we'll see how that works. Could be the wind actually lifted the floor the way things are going. But this will all be skirted and closed off before I leave in September. So that'll be another big load of T111 to put up. And with that, I'm going to leave you listening to the wind on the microphone. And maybe the wind in the trees. Life is good. Life is very good.